What's going on, everybody? Anthony Campo here, Chief Coach with Battle Ready Business, and on today's episode, I'm going to talk to you about how to kill chaotic staff meetings. So sit back, relax, and I'll see you on the other side. All right. I was on a coaching call with one of my clients, and they wanted to know how to kill chaotic, ineffective, disengaged staff meetings. You know the ones, right? Everybody's like picking at lint and not, they show up with nothing to be, they didn't do anything over the last week. It just feels unproductive, ineffective. There just seems like you're just checking a box to have a staff meeting. And it's like, while one person's talking, everybody else is disengaged and all that stuff. And there's a better way. I've conducted staff meetings, and been a part of staff meetings that have been like this. If you follow a system, right, and a format, you're going to feel peace of mind because you're going to know exactly what's going to happen in that staff meeting. You're going to foresee problems with problem staff members, not getting things done, not going through that, and so that you know how to course correct and maybe have a sidebar with them to do that. And then your actual team, if the framework's set up properly, your team's going to know who's not pulling their weight, and it's going to be pretty clear. And that person, if they show up to that meeting, is going to be exposed. And I'm not saying in a jerk way or in being a jerk in this and calling somebody out. It's being pretty clear. I have something that came to me, a frame of mind that as a business owner and as a leader inside your organization, is that you allow your system to manage your staff. You as the leader you manage through your system, and your primary role is to lead, right? And it's to look at the system and course correct on that system. Okay? So if you do this right? If you do a proper staff meeting, like, you're not packing too much in. You have a very concise, clear focus on that staff meeting. You walk away with productivity, with team building, and it's better than it has ever been before, and it moves the needle in your business. Excuse me. So here's how you're going to conduct your rockstar staff meeting and get your staff on the same page. Right? So when I ran our gym, we eventually went to this like 2 times a week staff meeting, 2 staff meetings a week. You're like, well, that's too much. But it wasn't. What I realized is that we were having 1 staff meeting a week, and it was like we were running over. It was too much to pack in, and it was a week apart. So we broke it down into 2 smaller staff meetings, 2 shorter staff meetings. Okay? So the first staff meeting these were always on the same time, same day. Same day of the week, 2 different meetings. Okay? You don't have to do this, but it's highly recommended. But the non-negotiable that you have is your staff meetings on the same time, same day. And some people, you might be like, duh, but it happens, right? It becomes a negotiable time. So I highly recommend 2 staff meetings a week. And each of these staff meetings are different topics and different focuses. The first one happens in the beginning of the week, Monday or Tuesday, preferably Monday. Okay? And it sets the tone for the week, right? I called this our positive focus and our critical tasks. Okay? So we come in, and this is a time for you as a leader to reconnect with your staff. Right? You've systematized bonding with your staff and bonding with your team by going just sitting there and be like, all right, let's get this meeting started. And you know what? Hey, what went well for everybody the last week? You know, how was your weekend? What did you do? You know, share. You got to share. They have to share. And you know, it's a great way to just start off the meeting. It's not so formal in the sense of, you know, oh, we got to stop meeting and let's get it right into business. Well, like, why don't you systematize how you do your work, right? How your system, how you become a leader, and how you invest into your staff. And one way is in that staff meeting, you by sharing, and by them sharing, and by your team sharing. Because, yeah, it'll break off into conversations and into this. And you'll probably need to add a little buffer time on the end of your meeting so that you don't stack things, you know, that it might run a little longer, because this could take up some time. But it's probably one of the most important things to do, because it's your job to set the tone, set the culture of that. So, the next thing is to have your right-hand person. Let's back up. So, have a structure. It's the structure of the meeting. You've got to have, each of these meetings are two different structures. If we go back to the second meeting of the week, this is just literally numbers. All right, where are we at in our numbers? What are we going to do? What can we do to set ourselves up for next week to really course correct of what we've been doing, right? Where are we grossing at? Where's our expenses at? Where are our marketing leads? How are we converting? Like, how many sales appointments we had, right? And, you know, who have we haven't followed up with, right? And this gives you, like, some more critical tasks, but it gives you as the leader to go, okay, I can see the numbers, because like I said earlier, is let your system manage your team, let your system manage your business, right? And if you have scorecards for your team, you go back a number of podcasts, I talked about scorecards for your team. And that's part of the system, is that it clearly lays out, are they executing? And if you step back over your business, is your business executing? And this breaks down into the system, my system of the daily battles, right? Because if you're looking at a weekly basis and you're not having victories, aka leads, sales, new customers, returning customers, and then your big numbers aren't moving the needle, you can go, okay, well, let's look at our daily battles. How well are we executing upon our plan? And then you can make course corrections, and you can say, okay, well, I know going into my positive focus critical task based off of my numbers meeting and reviewing that, and I go into my own like weekly war room where, you know, this is something I run through with clients, is like, okay, well, let's strategically look at your numbers, look at your business, and strategically course correct over the next week. What needs to happen? Like, what do you need to do? And then you roll into your critical task, and you're like, okay, great. I need you to do this, and this, and that. And then you are now directing that positive focus critical task. These two meetings are directly tied to each other. One meeting a week is it takes more time, right? You might, well, it's a waste of time. It's an investment in time. It's probably the most productive times that you can have inside your business, is meeting with your staff and going through this positive focus critical task and your numbers. Because when you get into your numbers, you're like, okay, what do we do? Could be Thursday or Friday when you have this meeting. You could have a weekly cycle, like, you know, your expenses and everything's reconciled for the week. By the end of day Thursday, it's done, so that sometime that your team can hand over your numbers and you can look at it Friday and be like, okay, boom, I know what we need to do for next week. So the other part of this is you can't do it all yourself, okay? So you've got to have, so one thing that I did is I had our office managers, admin, whatever you want to call it, set up the framework, like fill in like the ticky-tack stuff, right? I call this your right-hand person. Like, they're filling in the gaps. Like, they're the ones that pick up, like, hey, I need you to execute upon this. They're like the multitasker, the one that could go and solve problems for you, right? At the drop of a hat. Like, you're going to need that person. Okay? And they're going to set up that, you have the framework, you have it laid out, you have the time blocked out for each section, right? And they're going to fill in like, okay, well, we had this many leads, this is our gross, this is our expenses, this is our net income for the week, blah, 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 this is how we are. You're going to see that. They're going to go fill that in, right? And then also with the positive focus critical task, they're going to fill in like, hey, here's who committed to what, here's what was assigned, yada, 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 yada. And it's a very systematic way to do it. Okay? And then after your staff meeting, that right-hand person is going to send out calendar links with due dates on what people were assigned to and what were, what they've committed to actually doing. So those are the few points that you need to take that will help you run a better staff meeting, a rock star staff meeting, and really take the chaos and turn it into order and actually systematize how you build with your team, work with your team. And, these are some of the components that really propelled our business forward. When we implemented this and it made these adaptations, it really helped us move forward. We were able to tackle on past tasks and campaigns and projects like even better before. Like, it was exponential about how much better we were able to do that. So if you're a small business owner or you're a business owner and you have a team of 3 to 20 people and you're running chaotic, disengaged meetings and like you assign your staff things and they don't get them done because maybe you're doing it in passing over email and all that, and you've had enough and you just want to transform your business so that you can get your life back, so that you can invest in yourself, get back to working out, get back to spending time with your family, get back to like those meaningful hobbies and like getting yourself back, all those pieces. If you're having problems there, head over to battlereadybusiness.com, click on the link and fill out the application. And I'd love to have a strategy call, just somewhere I can help you. You have the option to work with me after that, but it's really, I just want to help solve your problem. If we could focus on one problem during that call, and you don't work with me, great. If you do, great. But if you don't and you go ahead and move forward, I'm completely happy. I've served my purpose. I've helped you. So this is Anthony Campo signing off, Chief Coach of Battle Ready Business, and I'll see you on the other side.